What is going on, yo? Robert Sykes, Keto Savage, KetoBodybuilding.com, coming back at you with another vlog update. This is week 26, reset week 15, and like I said in the prior week's video, I am dropping weight a little bit in preparation for elk hunting in just a few more short weeks. I'm averaging higher 180s now as opposed to lower 190s, so trending down. I just spent the weekend in Washington State test judging a competition, so I had quite a bit of traveling there and was pretty much living off of the Keto Explorer freeze-dried keto meatballs, keto chili, keto ribeye, and then the Keto Bricks. So that's pretty much what I've been eating. So the salt concentration was a little bit higher, retaining a little bit of fluid from that. So once my fluid level stabilizes, I'm probably averaging a solid like 187 or so, I would guess. So trending down. Let's just dive right into the chronometer account here. So let's go to trends, charts. You can kind of see things trending down overall. Let me actually go to the AI. So this is the AI. Kind of see this a little bit better. So here is the weight, obviously on the downward trajectory. Macros trending down as well. Protein, I kind of got a little unique with the protein. I was increasing the protein, decreasing the fat, going through phase 2 of my approach. And then I just started to feel a little bit more joint pain and inflammation. I don't think I had technically hit my protein threshold yet, but the higher protein wasn't nearly as satiating for me in context of the lower fat. So I basically kept the calories more or less the same at about 2,500, but I dropped the protein and upped the fat slightly, and that has done, an improvement for me as far as the joint pain and inflammation goes and overall satiety levels. So as you can see here, fats were trending down, then I've got this slight bump here as of late. Protein was trending up, and then I just kind of dropped them down as of late. Carbs have stayed relatively low the entire time. Calories have stayed they're trending down, but then I've kind of leveled them off here lately to see at an isocaloric intake what the different macro distribution and ratios felt like. It's interesting because protein's obviously very important. I'm going to be the first to say that. It's obvious. You got to have proper amino acids coming in. You got to have that coming in to repair muscle tissue, build more lean tissue, et cetera, et cetera. But I feel pretty good. I feel better when my protein ratio is relatively low compared to my fat. I'm 187, 90 pounds right now, and I feel totally fine at 150 grams of protein. I don't feel like it hinders my ability to build and preserve lean muscle tissue at all. I am certainly not an advocate for low protein, but what is low and what is high? That is all very, contextual. That's all very dependent upon the individual, what their goals are, what they're doing throughout a day-to-day basis. The notion that you need 300 grams of protein in order to optimize your ketogenic approach and function at a high rate is totally misguided, though. So don't be fearful of protein. Consume high amounts of protein. Don't consume incredibly low amounts of protein, but recognize that everyone's going to have a unique protein threshold, and that's going to look different for everybody. So start small, titrate it up until you start to have some adverse effects, and then drop it down a little bit until you start feeling better again. Figure out what that unique threshold is for you as an individual and take the guesswork out of it. There's no one-size-fits-all macro calculator that's going to tell you exactly how many grams of protein you need to consume. The notion that you need to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass is good as a baseline, but it's not set in stone either. So kind of titrate that up and down and see what you feel best at. Learn to be objective, subjective, and actually tune into what your body's telling you so that you can get things dialed in for you as an individual. So there's that on the little protein front. That's kind of what the dashboard is looking like on the AI. This week I'm literally traveling for the next 6 weeks. I'm going to be gone every single weekend for the next 6 weeks. I'll have a few days during the week where I'm home and in my normal routine, but it's going to be crazy here. So with that said, I'm going to just optimize for, consistent intake and foods that are removing the variables. So Keto Bricks, the Keto Explorer freeze-dried meats, and ground beef, ground lamb, and eggs. It's probably going to be my staple over the next several weeks, probably for the next 6 weeks. I'll probably continue to trend down a little bit on the calories. Like I said, I want to get down to the lower 180s prior to elk hunting, or at least throughout that time period. So that's my plan there. Here are some updated shots taken today as far as what I'm looking like at the moment. I can definitely tell that as I've dropped the calories, as my weight's dropped, I am getting a little bit tighter. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell in the photos or not, maybe, if you've got a tuned eye for it. But I can certainly tell just in how I feel, the amount of fluid I'm retaining, just how my midsection feels, everything. Like, I can definitely tell that I'm trending in the right direction as far as that is concerned. As I was test judging for a competition in Washington, the one that I won my pro card at last year, it was very hard not to want to get back up on stage sooner rather than later. Seeing all the other competitors dialed in makes me want to get dialed in, but at the same time, I recognize that I need to just maximize potential for this building phase. So while I'm excited about this elk hunt and leaning down for that and that acute, shift in goals, I'm excited to get things ramped back up from a, optimizing the building phase standpoint, training a little bit differently, incorporating some more exercise, incorporating some more movements and machines, and just really optimizing for muscle growth prior to my next competition prep. So all very exciting things in the works, lots of things going on, but that is pretty much a wrap on week 26. So appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.